Fair Play is pretty good fun and very, very well animated. This is the first segment of the 8th episode of the 4th season of Rugrats, and in this one the babies are on their way to a Renaissance fair. And there are a lot of coincidences in this, things that happen at just the right moment, so that's worth bearing in mind if you're not a fan of narratives where things are a little too convenient. But Grandpa Lou is very sweetly telling the babies a story, and he tells them a story about kissing a frog and making a wish. So Phil kisses this toy frog that they have in the car, and he wishes that they were in a real fairy story. And pretty much at that moment, they drive up to the Renaissance Fair, which is in this the exterior looks like a castle, and of course everybody inside's wearing these great costumes. The babies wear costumes in it. Tommy's dressed as a knight. Phil and Lil are twin jesters, which I thought was hilarious. They look so cute. The costume designs are really effective. And when they get there, they see Stu being eaten by a dragon. It's actually this robot dragon that Stu has invented and is trying to operate with Grandpa Lou. But the babies just see this metal dragon eating Stu, so they decide they have to get out of this fairy tale land. But the only way they can do that is to find a frog. And they start chasing after a frog. And I'll say no more about the narrative, but I thought it was really good fun. It was so nice to see the characters wearing different costumes. The adults wore different costumes as well. There was always something fun to look at on screen, which is something that I thought worked really well. Visually, such an entertaining episode. The narrative doesn't have too many layers to it. It's not the most complex or the most moral heavy, but it's a good, fun story. And sometimes that's all one could ask for from Rugrats. I'm not always looking for the most detailed or complex stories. Those episodes are really nice, but sometimes just a fun narrative with gorgeous animation is all that I ask for, and it's very nostalgic. I do remember bits of this episode from my childhood. It didn't come completely flooding back to me, but I do have a somewhat vague recollection of watching this episode, and I rather enjoyed it now. Very well animated, a nice fun story with a lot of fairy tale elements to it. And I think it really lent into the Renaissance Fair aspect very well. Definitely an enjoyable story to watch. Not the most complicated, but one that still works very well.